welcome to Ambitious Entertainment's Ambition Amplified. Today we have Simba. Is Simba correct?
Yep.
Simba P. I wanted to start off with your background and like your early career and just hear about what got you into music.
You said about my career and what got me into music.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I've been making music and writing raps and things since I was like 8, for real. So music is something that's kind of always been on my heart, but I didn't really start taking it serious till I was about 16 in high school, because I just started to see like I started to see artists like Chance the Rapper doing it. I started to see like artists like G Herbo popping up, and just a lot of the kids where I was at, and a lot of kids in my school was making music already. So I was like, man, how do I tap in with this? How do I even you know what I'm saying? How do I even get in on this myself? And then at first I was just engineering people and just working with homies and everything like that. Then I just decided to step into the music myself, and I just started rapping and started putting out music. And I think that was like 2015, 2016, it's somewhere on my SoundCloud at the beginning. Yeah,
On SoundCloud?
yeah. And then I don't know if y'all know who this is, but Mother Nature. They're the ones who kind of inspired me to even start rapping. Truth. We were at this program called the Miseducation of Hip Hop that they run, and they basically was like, "Hey man, you can rap," and I was like, "I can't rap." She was like, "You do poetry, right?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Then you can rap." So she Truth influenced me to do my first freestyle right there. So ever since then, I kind of just been running with it, and some years later, we here.
You said you started in school. Are you from, like, did you study in like Chicago schools?
I'm actually from Champaign originally. I'm from Champaign, Illinois. My mama's from Chicago, so like I got a whole lot of family here, so I've always been back and forth and everything like that. So outside of Champaign, Chicago was the first city I've ever known and like really fell in love with. So yeah, but my roots is actually in Champaign, Urbana. So I was at Central High School at that time when I was when I first got started.
For sure. And then you mentioned like the Miseducation. Is that like one of those links that you have in your bio, the organization? Could you
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, for sure. So the Miseducation in Hip Hop, it's essentially a program where we have workshops, and we also go into schools. We've even taught some curriculum at a couple colleges and things like that, where essentially we pair creatives with professionals in their field, people like me and things like that, and we basically teach them how to rap, teach them what hip hop is and its origins and essence and everything like that, and then help them express themselves in safe, creative ways and things like that. So they found me in that when I was like 16, and then eventually over time I became a part of it myself. So now I'm a teacher in the Miseducation in Hip Hop as well. So
Yes, that is so special, like the whole full circle.
yeah, God be moving for real.
And did you start doing poetry? I heard you mention something about poetry.
Yeah, so in high school I was doing poetry for the most part before I started rapping and everything like that. It was just something I could do to express myself, and
Mhm.
because life was crazy at the time. I was like falling out of love with sports and stuff, so I needed an outlet. So I started to write poetry, and then eventually I started to write poems to beats.
I see this question down here. It says, in your opinion, how is the over
Word. Okay. Oh, hold on. Wait. What's up, Chris? One of my students was in the comments. I need to get to say what's up. But in your opinion, how has the rap you listen to changed over time? Man, rap is an ever evolving thing. Hip hop is evolving every day. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me over time, like I started off with like a lot of the classic stuff and a lot of like the OG raps and things like that. My first like album I ever really listened to was Easy Does It by Easy E. Well, that was my first hip hop album. You know what I'm saying? So as far as rap goes, you know, I see the similarities in today versus like the gangster rap of my dad's time and things like that, because that's really where I heard my first where I got introduced to hip hop was just listening to his iPod and things like that when I was a kid. So what I will say is, you have your eras going from gangster rap. You get into more of the 2000s hip hop where gangster rap starts to thrive even more. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a thing because you got artists like 50 Cent popping out and stuff like that, and it becomes the industry standard for rap and things like that. So and then when you get into like the 2010s and like the 2016s era, you get your SoundCloud rap and all those other things. You get artists like Lil Uzi and Playboi Carti and stuff like that. It just evolves, and it's blended with so many different genres since I started to fall in love with it. Hip hop and rap in general as a genre is ever fluid. I will say it's fluid, and it goes into a lot of different ways right now, and everybody comes to rappers for a hit or or what have you. Everybody goes to hip hop for a hit. So
Like those short sounds.
yeah.
Like going off of poetry and like the shortening of like song length to fit like more TikTok videos and stuff like that. Do you think that's like altered how people tell stories in songs?
Say that one more time. You said poetry and then like shorter song lengths.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really think we're just in an age where people's attention spans are super short, and because of that, the artist kind of has to cater to the consumer in that sense. Not necessarily in every essence, because you still got artists like Ursan Chels, you know what I'm saying, who could drop something that's long in 3 minutes, and will be tapped in and listen to that. You know what I'm saying? There's artists who are like that, but I think you have to have a certain storytelling aspect about you or something that keeps people there. Because some people are just listening to for a hit or for a vibe or what have you, and those are going to be your shorter attention spans. You feel me? So
Yeah.
it's different strokes for different folks, but I mean, like, there are artists out there like that who have more poetry sounding and get storytelling in their music. You got the artists who cater more to the fast paced sound and the real quick hits. You know what I'm saying? I'm an artist that likes to do both. So
Can I ask, like, what do you try to do the most?
I do everything. I love to make hit records. Like, I love to make something that make people move.
Yeah.
I also love to be introspective and talk about my life and talk about myself, because I'm a very deep individual, to be honest with you. So I try to keep a balance in my music, and I also try to do that with certain projects. So I'm having one project right now that I'm working on that's specifically dedicated to the more melodic R&B hit making side of me, and then I have a project that I'm doing more that's catered more to the introspective. This is really Simba P. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily creating a world or a character for you right now. This is me right now.
Yeah.
So I got those things where I can give the audience what they want, and like still have and it be fun in a way where I'm expressing myself with something that sounds more commercial, quote unquote, and then I can still satisfy, like that substance ear as well. And that's kind of, I really love to do that, because I want to cater to those audiences, because
Yeah.
they both matter. So yeah.
I agree. I think it's really interesting to hear that you like to do both, because I think it can be very creative, like either trying to hits or trying to have that longer form storytelling kind of vibe about them. But it's
Yeah.
interesting that you try and do both of them in your music.
Yeah, I think you should be versatile. I think every artist should be able to do that. I don't want to be held in a box. I don't think other artists want to be held in a box neither. Now, if you got your niche, that's what you should do for sure. If that's what you love to do, but be free with your art. It's art. Be free with it.
I see Carlos commented, great point. I think it's obvious to tell which rappers are passionate and showcase lyricism rather than those who rap with average similar lyrics and tone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so most definitely can.
In
Most definitely.
your opinion, do you think Chicago has its own sound?
Do I think Chicago has its own sound?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Chicago. I think there's a healthy blend of a lot of different sounds in Chicago. Actually, I think you can find a little bit of everything that you're looking for when it comes to the music in Chicago. Now, I will say there's been a narrative that's been pushed about Chicago in terms of, I guess, like the narrative that people talk in which people talk about it, the negativity. But I think that also comes with a negativity that came with the music in terms of Chicago only makes this one type of sound, which would be drill or what have you. Which, while drill is a big essence of it, Chicago has so many more different sounds and so many more different elements and a lot of different communities that give that give exactly what you're looking for if you finding it. I mean, if you're trying to look for it, you know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So I really feel like Chicago is an epicenter for a lot of great talent on a hip hop tip, R&B tip, alternative as well. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing a major boom in the alt rap scene right now, which is fire to me. And yeah, yeah, you can find whatever you want in Chicago.
Yeah, it's like very, it can be experimental, but there's still like that core, you
Hmm. You know
know,
what I'm saying? House music as well. Like even when it comes to the EDM stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much. There's so much here. There's so much here. You gonna be satisfied.
because it is kind of like, I guess, splitting up into like these little micro scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you see yourself, like, landscape, like more so on the, like,
Mm.
what area?
I I like I said, I don't like to place myself in boxes. I kind of drift. I literally drift and move through a lot of these lanes and through a lot of these bags. Right now, in the bag that I'm going with my with the project I have coming up next, I'll definitely place myself in more of like a melodic rap R&B space. You know what I'm saying? I think that's definitely like my biggest strength. But I also love like rapping. I love freestyling and ciphers and shit, and like really giving bars too. So like in my core, I'm gonna always be hip hop, but I love to do other things too. So I just like to make good music. So yeah, I guess that's a good answer to your question.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore of rap and hip hop of the?
Oh, I hate these fucking questions, but because it changes for me, bro. But my Mount Rushmore is insane. For me, Kendrick is always gonna be one of my top artists and one of my top rappers. Pac is up there for me too. Um, Don't Cancel Me. Ye is also up there. I mean, I can say as an artist for sure. I can't really say as a rapper. I love Ye rapping, but I really like see him more as like a producer and just an artist in general. So I'll throw him up there as far as like influence sonically goes. You know,
Do
for me personally.
you think it's
Um,
like separate the art from the artist?
Yeah, I mean, in certain aspects with certain things, I can't do that for everybody. I can't do that for everybody or in every situation, every scenario with everything. I definitely feel like, you got to be accountable for what you do and what you say, in all aspects of life. So, but I am able to just listen to music and be like, oh, this is good music. But certain things, it's hard to pull apart from. So I can't say I'm perfect with that. I can definitely
Okay.
differentiate in certain scenarios. But my Mount Rushmore. Let's see, who else would I put up there for me? Wayne is always gonna be up there. Y'all can feel how y'all feel about Wayne, but Wayne is always gonna be in my Mount Rushmore. Shit. NWA. I think I know it's a whole group, but I'm gonna just put them up there because again, that's a lot of my like original influence. Um, I'm trying to think about who else I could put up there that I like really really listen to heavily.
Hmm. Was there any unexpected, like really unexpected influences on your sound?
You said unexpected influences on my sound. Travis
Yeah.
Scott. Travis Scott caught me by surprise. So I will say he could be up there for me too. I'm not gonna lie. He honestly inspired me a lot growing up in terms of like expanding my sound and like playing with auto tune and just playing with different sounds and being experimental. Again, another reason why Ye is up there for me. I like to experiment and play with different things and like use my voice as an instrument for real. So yeah, yeah. But I guess that's the best answer I get to my questions. It'd be tough for me to answer those because it's always changing, bro.
That's true. You said use your voice as an instrument. Can you explain to me what you were kind of like there? Like how?
Use my voice as an instrument. So essentially, my voice is an instrument. Your voice is an instrument. You feel me? It can hit different notes, octaves, and keys and things like that. And what I've learned through taking singing lessons recently is to do that. To do just that. Like in terms of using the different inflections in my voice for certain things. Layering has become super important to me when I'm in the music process and when I'm in the recording process and things like that. I like to again using my voice as an instrument and the tool, using deeper octaves and deeper tones. You know what I'm saying? And like making sure certain things are in key. Usually when I'm making music now, especially for like the R&B stuff, I have my engineer and vocal coach in there with me. Shout out to Geronimo. He you know he tells me where I need to be at. So literally using my voice as an instrument and then
Oh,
having muscle memory to know where I need to be. So yeah.
okay. So like a lot of it happens like engineering and production side, or like can you do the layering as well? That's
Um, yeah, I mean both to be honest with you, because like a lot of what I do in my process is I try to have like a clear, concise idea of what I'm doing before I even go into the studio. I have a at home studio set up as well, so I usually like to create like what I call a skeleton and get like the lyrics and everything written down, like the hooks, the verses and things like that. Get all that recorded and put together, and just have a demo and an idea before I even bring it into the studio. So I'll come in with something, but by the time it gets done and y'all hear the final version of it, it's already been broken down and like to bits and pieces into let's take this out, let's put this in there. We can have this sound right here. Maybe we don't need this much auto tune right there. Let's take that down a little bit. Put reverb here. You know, just like making it really happen. So yes, post production is super key. But a lot of it, at least for this project, has been happening in the studio at the same time. So yeah, shout out to drama.
Is there any sounds that you actively try to avoid? Like, or like anything that you kind of
You say any sounds that I actually try to avoid?
hmm
When you say sounds, like, what do you mean?
sounds kind of like genres?
Mm, uh, nah, I'm pretty open. I mean, I will say, like, I try to stick specifically within, like, rap, R&B, and pop lanes right now, specifically with this project. But I know for me, I when I'm inspired, I'm inspired. So if a country song inspires me, I might go into a little twang, and I might throw a little twang in my voice here and there. You know what I'm saying? But also like Southern hip hop, and Southern rap, and West Coast rap inspires me a lot too. So like again, like when you hear those things, they got a certain accent and they shit and a certain
Yeah,
and all of that. So I try to include everything that inspires me for real, for real. So if I'm avoiding it, this means I'm not listening to it.
sure. Is there any that you want to try, like a song, like a random song of like,
I want to get into some more rock shit, bro. I really do. I don't know why. I want to. Actually, I know why. I love rap music. Like alternative rock is like my shit, low key. Like, it's one of my. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's just something people probably wouldn't think I listen to outside of regular music. So like Kenny Mason, I fuck with Kenny Mason heavily because he adds a lot of alternative rock elements and just rock elements in general
yeah,
is into his music. So yeah,
cool.
that's definitely something I would like to tap into, especially now that I'm learning how to use my voice more when
Yeah.
it comes to R&B.
Um, what's the toughest song that you've ever had to write?
Mm. The toughest
Or
song I had to
uh,
write,
the easiest, either
the
one.
easiest. That's hard. That's a crazy question. That's a good question because I have to think about it. I think I think the easiest song I ever had to write is called "Tonight" by myself, and it was produced by I believe John Jones produced that one, and he also featured on it too, because it was originally gonna be his song, and he gave it to me, but he had kind of laid out. This is where I learned how to make a blueprint and how important it is to have a blueprint to something. He had he had wrote it with me in mind, so he wrote his part, and then he just came up with a melody. He was like, man, it actually escapes me. I can't even remember it right now. But he wrote a melody. And he was just like, I just want you to write the words to this right here. And because he already had the melody, it was so easy. But he knows my music so well and knows like how I create so well that he just knew it would fit me. So once I put the words to it and just started rapping it the way that he told me to rap it, I was like, oh yeah, this feels amazing. So I think that's probably one of the easiest songs I ever did. I think my hardest one, my hardest one was actually one of the ones I'm working on right now. It's not for the R&B project. It's gonna be something I do a little after. I think the stuff I'm writing right now is some of the hardest stuff that I've ever had to write because I'm living in it. You know, like I just
Right.
had a kid and everything like that, and
Yeah. I
my
was
my.
about that.
Thank you. My life has changed in so many ways in terms of like yeah the music but what I do from day to day now type of thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like I can't make the same type of music anymore and feel that it's authentic to me. So now I'm in this transitional period of okay, where am I going with this now that I'm finishing up this project, you know what I'm saying, that you guys are about to hear, but where am I taking y'all after that, because I try to think ahead, you know. So I think this is the hardest space I've been in because it's so unfamiliar to me. So what does dad rap sound like for me? You know, like,
That's so funny. Do you think that having a kid like recently has been super disruptive to like writing music? Like,
no, I wouldn't say it's been disruptive. I think I've had to find a way around it. I've had to adjust because I can't say that it slowed me down or anything. It really sped me up once I found out I was having a kid. It really made all my plans go quicker. So, so it was really just a big locking in that I had to do. But even then, when it comes to writing music, like I'll have I'll have Penelope here with me, and sometimes she'll be in my lap while I'm recording, and she'll just be watching what I'm doing. You know, it's real dope to see her like even be curious of that, or you know, after I play with her and put her to sleep, that's my time to write. That's my time to work. You know, and
yeah.
so making intentional time just as much have to make time with her and with my family and you know, Jack, my fiance, and things like that. It just becomes a balance that has to happen because now I'm responsible for so many things. You know, and that's the biggest thing I'm responsible for. So making sure that that's taken care of first so I can even have that balance to go do these other things. So, you know, it's just priorities for real, and that's kind of where that helps me out a lot. So,
Yeah, for sure. I think it's super interesting because like I feel like a lot of people talk about their life and their work very separately, but it sounds like you have a really connected both of them together. That,
exactly. One hand wash the other.
yeah. Carlos again says, where's a place that you would like to perform internationally, a place in America?
Place in America. Ooh, that's love. What's going on? um, a place in America that I have yet to perform at. I want to do Madison Square Garden one day. I want to pack it out. Like, I want to sell out Madison Square Garden. For
Vouch.
sure. For sure. Also, the United Center. I would love to do that one day, for sure. And then also, I ain't gonna lie, from the home. This one's really for the hometown. It was the state. It was called the State Farm Center. I think it's called State Farm Center now. The arena that they have in Champaign for the University of Illinois basketball team. But one day, my plan is to do a big show at the State Farm Center, which was called the Assembly Hall before that. So my plan is to really do a big show there, and but not just for myself, but with like local artists too, and like a couple of homies, and just pack that mug out for real. You know.
That'd be fun. And then internationally, you have one?
Say that one time.
Internationally, like a different country?
Oh man, I'm trying to go everywhere. I want to go everywhere. I can't even think about a place specifically outside of America. I just want to go everywhere and do every stage I can do. That's performing is what I love to do, man. Like making music is fun, but performing is my shit.
Would you go on tour or have you on tour before?
Yeah, I've been on tour with the Great Thinkers and Mother Nature, the same people who are my mentors and found me.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did a national tour. I forget how many cities we did, but we went all over the country. Um, but yeah, I would love to do another one. I would love to go on a larger scale tour, you know. So for sure.
Do you have any like, how was your experience touring? Like, was it difficult? Did you really like it? Like, some people really like it, and some people really.
Nah, I mean, my experience of it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like no cakewalk. We had to still like do work. We didn't have no like big ass team with us or anything like that. It was just the
Yeah.
performers and like some of the media people and the management, you know. So, and it was like 14, 15 of us stacked up in a sprinter van. You feel me? So it was definitely, you know, it got uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes we had to sleep in the sprinter van, for real. And other times we couldn't get no hotel. So uh, um, it was it was an experience to where you really had to be prepared for certain things, but also you doing what you love every day, and you know, so you kind of accepting of those
Yeah.
trials and tribulations, you know, and it's gonna be worth it when you get to the bigger stages. You don't got to worry about some of
That
those
makes
things.
sense.
But
What?
it was humbling because it was DIY. Everything was DIY. We did all of that ourselves, so
Oh,
it was great. Community helped us make that tour happen. So yeah.
good. Do you have any funny stories from it?
Yeah, actually. Um, I remember when we were on the bus. She's also a DJ. Her name is Love Day, and one of our other managers, P. Like I said, we're packed in this month.
Mm.
So at some point, we just falling asleep. We on the road, probably like 3 cities in. At this point, we tired. Everybody's sleepy. So uh, one of my two of the managers are sitting next to each other, and it's Day and T. And T is like, Day, you're leaning on me. And then Day looks at her and it's just like, well, where the fuck else am I supposed to lean? Gee,
What?
I thought they was gonna get to it right then and there. I'm waking up at my seat like, oh God, please not today. We don't need this. But now everything was cool. It was just a little. Again, again, tours. Sometimes you gotta be ready to be uncomfortable, especially when you're doing it yourself. When you're independent artist, like man, get ready to be a little bit uncomfortable. You're gonna have fun though. You're gonna have fun for sure.
Believe that. Um, did you collaborate with any of the artists that you went on tour with?
Oh yeah, I collaborate with all of them.
Oh,
I mean, I went. I mean, we're all in the same collective. So
mhm.
all the time I collaborate with Clev, Truth, which is Mother Nature, Heavy Crowns, Jeff Koons, Great Sky. These are all my brothers and sisters. You know. So
Is collaborating something that you really like to do?
yeah, I love to collaborate with people. I love that's kind of. I think that's one of the areas I thrive in the most is when I'm working with other people. Don't get me wrong, I make great music by myself, but when I'm working with other people, I think you know that iron really sharpens iron. So it brings the best out of me when I'm working with other people, and I hope I'm bringing the best out of other people when I'm working with them. So
Yeah. Do you have like a dream? Oh, Carlos just like asked me the exact question. What's your dream collab?
oh, dream collab, man. My dream collab would be with Michael Jackson, but he's not here anymore. But for somebody who is alive right now, Kendrick would be my dream collab, or Baby King. I would love to make a record with Baby King. I feel like me and Baby King made some cool music together.
What were your whole thoughts on like Drake beef? I don't know.
Don't get me
That's like a long time
started. I as now in my mature mind of where we are now that the dust is settled, I feel like people were trying to compare apples to oranges and
ago.
in two different sides of there are two different sides of hip hop, like we was just talking about earlier. There are sides,
Yeah,
or in music in general, there are sides that again are here for the vibe, and there are sides that are here for substance, and because I want to hear what you're rapping about, and I want to hear because you have something to say. Not to say Dre doesn't have anything to say,
yeah,
but it's more so there that's just the lane that he attracts, and that's a more popular lane because it's more pop esque style of rap. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Kendrick, who's on the other side, which is more representative of hip hop culture in its original essence before the industry got its hands on it for real. You know, and it becomes the hip hop and the rap that we know today. Which there's nothing wrong with either of these things, to be honest with you. They both have their place within rap and within hip hop, but one caters to a more popular commercial side of things, while one has commercial appeal. He's not necessarily trying to cater to that. He's catering to the culture in hip hop in its essence and in its original form. And you know, it's just two sides. It's just two sides of the same coin. I feel like. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think both of these kings can thrive. But I was Team Kendrick the whole time.
Oh goodness. I have another question. Carlos is doing my job for me, making it so easy. If you were to be brought out onto a stage, what artist would you like to introduce you and bring you out?
What artist would I like to introduce me? Mm, that's a good question. I've never even actually given that too much thought.
Is this asking like who would you want to like open for, like on tour?
Yeah, like man, like I said, if Baby King came calling, if Tyler Creator came calling, I wouldn't be mad neither. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyler, Kendrick, Baby King, Travis. You know what I'm saying? Don Toliver. I love some Don.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I would love to make a record with Don Toliver. For real, I feel like me and him make some crazy music together too. But yeah, 100%. I think really Don Toliver. Don Toliver. I met his DJ not too long ago too. He's a real cool dude.
He was just in town for his concert, I believe, right?
Yeah, I was out of town working with the kids, so I missed it. I was a little sad about it, but it's okay. I'm gonna catch it again.
Yeah.
I've seen him like 3 times at this point, so I'm
Okay.
not tripping. But I would love, but you know, I love this project. I want to see this project.
Yeah. But to you, like, what is the kind of going back to like the touring, like performing? You have like experience performing, obviously. What is a successful event like for you?
What does a successful event look like?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, a successful event is a one. Anytime you get people in the door and you know what I'm saying, you ain't got a lot of fans, or anytime you get some people in the door, that's a success for sure, for sure. But also, you know, a success for me is people having a good time. Yes, I brought people in the door, but yes, I showed these people who I am in a way that they received it and they had fun with me while I did it. You know, and I'm able to move the crowd and inspire people and things like that. My goal is to make sure y'all are having fun. If y'all having fun, I did my job. If you did not have a good time, I did not do my job. You know what I'm saying? Artists getting paid, that's a successful event to me. Yeah, you should get paid for your shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, Not yes myself of course, but anybody that's on that lineup getting paid and everything like that. Those are what these sound like. This is what success sounds like to me. People getting home safe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody having a safe time. Nobody getting hurt. That's a successful event because that means people gonna come back and we gonna do it again.
Uh, that's a great take. What's your favorite part about being involved in like places, the different organizations that you work with? Like, top of my like Grammy U and like the miseducation of hip hop from our
Mm. Community, community is one of the biggest parts. Like I was able to open up. I'm not open up. I was able to perform with one of my mentors. With my mentor from Grammy U, Beth. She was on The Voice season 16, and it was awesome to be able to learn from her and work with her, and to be able to be on stage with her later on. You know, just opportunities like that mean everything to me. And just having people really believe in you. You know,
Mhm.
that's been the most beautiful thing about it. I've been able to find community and people that really genuinely love and care for me and want me to thrive not only in my career but in my real life. You know, so I think that's been the best part of it. Even again, working with the great thinkers, miseducation in hip hop, even now being more tapped in with studio shapes and things like that. Like, you know, it's real genuine community and love in Chicago that I've been able to like find and
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? They welcome me with open arms and things like that. So it's that's man, that's pretty much it. It's community. It's community, and I'm able to learn. I'm able to learn and grow and help feed that community and give pieces of myself back to the community as well. So yeah, I think that's the best part about it for me.
How do you think that you and like local artists, just artists in general, are able to
Are able to what now?
best support each other?
Oh, by supporting each other. That ass. Like whatever that looks like. Support is more than just paying for CDs and or shows or anything like that. Is pressing reposts or literally sharing. You know what I'm saying? There's so many ways to actually support. But yes, always go. buy your man shit. Buy. You know what I'm saying? Support that local artist, because at the end of the day, he got to eat too, and he got family to feed, and we all trying to do that. But I mean, collaboration is also important too. Like, collaborate with each other. Like, we all homies. Like, a lot of the, I'm real cool with a lot of the people on the scene in Chicago. Like, we actually are friends, and I can talk to these people, and we can communicate. No, you good, you good. But a lot of these artists in Chicago, I'm actually cool with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can actually talk and have community, and we do, and we do support each other. I'm pulling up to these artist shows because I just want to support them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to support them, work with them, all of that. You feel me? Like, community is such a beautiful thing, and I know I said community 1,000 different times in this interview alone, but I can't stress, you know what I'm saying? I can't stress that part enough, and that's kind of how we win. And that's also how we influence people who are not artists to support us, because they see us supporting each other. Like, that's one of the reasons why Atlanta thrived the way that it did back in those times. Well, nah, I say those times like it was so long ago, but, like, like 2016, that era, when that shift was happening, when Atlanta was running things in hip hop for a good little bit. It's because there was a lot of collaboration. You knew that these niggas was cool with each other. You know what I'm saying? They still be kicking it and rapping together. Uh, and even then, like, out here as well, you know, in this era specifically of hip hop, of new artists, we're seeing a lot of that, and I think that's a very beautiful thing that we not. Yeah, it's competition for sure, but it's not. But that's not all it is. We just trying to get better in good competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, for real. So I think that's kind of how we can support each other. Is, yes, I want to see you. I want to see you do better. But that's how I'm competing with you. You're making me better because I'm seeing you do great, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that makes me want to be great. I'm gonna support you because you being great, my nigga. Keep being great. You know what I'm saying? For real. I think it's just really showing genuine love at the end of the day. That's all you
Yeah,
gotta do. It don't cost $1. Just show love.
I completely agree. I think, like, yeah, wanting people to do better and just showing them that support helps you do better, like, in your own stuff. Um,
I'm learning every
what
day.
what's this next milestone that you're working towards right now, if you have one in mind?
Man, the next milestone is I'm trying to see 1 million on streams. I'm trying to see 1 million on everything. But also, I'm stepping into acting, and I'm stepping into R&B.
Mhm.
So I'm doing a lot of different things, and my biggest milestone right now is just perfecting these things so I can be as great as possible. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't care about the rat race of it all. You know what I'm saying? Who's the top dog and who's number one and this, that, and the third. To be quite honest with you, I just want to give y'all the best music that I could possibly make. You know what I'm saying? And through that, I'm gonna get my accolades. Through that, I'm gonna get my Grammys. Through that, I'm gonna get my Oscars and all that other shit, because I just want to make sure I'm doing the best work. So right now, we're gonna be at DreamCon for a short film that I'm starring in called Please Stay With Me. And I think that's my biggest milestone right now, is that, I'm in film festivals and shit right now. This is crazy. Like, this is the second one this year. The first one we won, and that's a beautiful thing. So, yeah, I feel like I'm knocking out milestones every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fatherhood is actually my biggest one right now, and making sure that my baby girl is cool. So I go to sleep every night, and she got a roof over her head and clothes on her back and food to eat. So, me stepping into that, and finding out I'm being the best dad I could be whilst being the best artist I could be. Come on, we winning.
Yes. Uh, and then you mentioned you're getting into acting. What kind of stuff are you taking to get into that?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
What are you taking? What steps are you taking to get into, like, acting and stuff? Have you been in, like,
Mm.
uh,
Uh, putting
movies?
myself putting myself out there, taking more acting classes, like, for sure, because that shit is important. You got to know what you're doing. um, so taking more acting classes, trying to get my reels up and things like that. So doing short films and TV shows and stuff of that nature, so I can build up a reel so I can get with the agency and everything like that, so I can start having more roles. I think I want acting to be one of my biggest things of, yes, sources of income, but I've also fallen in love with the art form of it. You know what I'm saying? I love being a different person and finding a reason for this character to be the way that he is, and
Yeah.
finding a way to relate to this character and how I can and things like that. So it's a great medium for me that I'm falling in love with. So yeah, acting classes and finding more independent work to get into. So if y'all got some independent work, hit me up.
And then I also saw like are you like you're into modeling?
Indeed.
More about that?
Yeah, so I've done some modeling for Juggernaut. I make a lot of me and me and my boy Eli. He helps. He runs based around magic. He's the creator of it. Um, Me and him do a lot of like designing and stuff for merch and stuff. So me and my fiance have done like modeling for stuff like that as well, you know. But even then, going into acting is you step into modeling and things like that too. So I try to shoot for a couple brands and like homies here and there. Mostly a lot of local and like up and coming things because that's really where I like to show my support. Now, if anybody want to give me a bag to, you know, flex on, I got you. But but yeah, you know.
That is super cool. Yeah, and like I feel like once you get in the door for one of them, like there's so many different routes that you can go down.
Mm-hmm.
Are you involved in any other like areas like in the entertainment industry?
Nah. I mean, it's really mostly music and acting and a little bit of modeling here and there, but music and acting mostly. Really trying to kick the door down on the acting tip. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that shakes out. I'm gonna keep on working and getting better.
Um, just kind of like questions about the industry in general, but do you have any advice for younger musicians or artists?
Mm. Get started. Get started and don't stop. Like that's getting started is one of the hardest parts. Not stopping is the hardest part. That's one of the biggest things I can say because I know I'm hoping a lot of my mentees stay on the call and a lot of my students that I used to work with stay on the call because whatever it is outside of just music or anything like that, you know, you got to have a stick to itiveness about you, a real determination about you to make it in these areas and the things that you want, and it may not be the way that you want it to be, but you know, God has specific plans for you. And God has specific plans for uh, uh, how you're gonna get what you want. So don't don't cheat it. Don't take the easy routes. Don't try to fuck people over. Like, be a real stand up motherfucker about your business. Like,
Yeah.
really, like, just do this shit the right way. Even if it takes you longer, for real, because you can burn out real quick, just as
Mm,
fast as you came up. We see it all the time.
yeah. Have you ever experienced like burnout?
All the time. All the time. I unfortunately I don't have the luxury of taking too many breaks from things, you know, so I could be better at taking my own advice for sure. For sure I could be better at taking my own advice. But cause man, I'm tired all the time. You know what I'm saying? I work a job like everybody else still, you know, I raise my kid, I make music and do all the other stuff to fund the things that I do now. So, you know, one of the biggest things I'll also say is take time to balance. Balance has been like the most important part of my life recently.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope I answered your question.
No, you totally did. I guess I've heard a few artists and like a lot of this industry being talked about, people like leaving it because they had a hard time with it or like issues within it. Have you ever had poor experiences like this?
uh, I mean, the thought of quitting has crossed my mind. Of course, you know what I'm saying. I think it crosses every artist's mind within this. But I think for me, I just have reasons that I won't quit, and then
Yeah.
it's also more so the biggest. I think the biggest moment I had when I was like, man, is this shit worth it? Is, when I've been taking a stance on like activism stuff recently.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of crazy comments and shit, like a lot of death threats and people just being weird with me about that type of stuff. And I know that's some stuff that comes with the territory of what we do as artists and things like that as well. But also standing up for things is something we're supposed to do as artists, and speaking out is
Yeah.
something we're supposed to do as artists because we do move the culture. So recently I've been in this weird, strange place of, man, how do I balance what people expect of me in terms of like this game that we have to play with social media and the art that we are creating to be seen and all that stuff, and standing on who I am as a person and standing on my ideals.
Yeah.
So, I won't say I've taken a step back from speaking up on certain things, but I've been more cautious about what I'm speaking up on for the
Yeah.
sake of my mental health, because I understand that a lot of these people, one, A, they're not real, they're bots, but B, uh, it's there are real people on here sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be
Yeah.
talking crazy on the internet sometimes too, the motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you said some crazy shit up under my comments. Now I got time today. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm human just as much as everybody else is. So I
Yeah.
have to be very conscious of that part of myself and be like, damn, how much is this taking a toll on my mental health? And
Yeah.
do I need to start taking more social media breaks? And do I need to be on my phone this much? Do I need to express my every thought to motherfuckers? Type of shit, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So I think that's been the most annoying part about it, or the worst part about being in this industry or being in this space that I'm in my career.
Okay.
Is that dealing with other people's ideas and opinions and what they think
Yeah.
I should be speaking up on or what I should be doing, and having to work through these algorithms and shit like that. I don't know. The internet's weird.
Social media in general,
Yeah,
like a blessing and a curse sometimes. Yeah.
you know, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Lost my spawn. Oh. Oh, I want to talk to you about a rap because have you seen like a lot of like I don't know artists and like production being done with AI? I just kind of want to hear your thoughts.
About what rap now?
With like AI in music.
Ah, man, I hate AI in terms of like, one, it's fucking up the water. That really
Mm-hmm.
should be the bottom line right there. Niggas need to be alive and drink water and have good water to drink.
Yeah.
And I genuinely feel like, you know, AI and artificial intelligence and the strength of artificial intelligence is not a good compromise for the health of people and
Mm-hmm.
the well-being of people. So that I want to say first and foremost. Two, I feel like AI could be a great tool for certain things. I do not feel like it should be able to mimic people. And there should be no laws around that. I think there should definitely be some laws around those types of things,
Yeah.
and such like that, especially if you're using AI to study people's songs. And which I actually found like some of my collective songs on that list and shit, which blew my fucking mind, and it pissed me off because I'm like, dude, like that's crazy. You're really stealing sauce from us to try to to try to create whatever the fuck you're gonna create with this AI shit. And I think again, there's so much it gets treacherous because now you're stealing likenesses and things like that, and there's no laws to protect us from that. There's no laws to protect us from that. Just in the same way that there's no laws to protect the water.
Yeah.
So I feel like again AI can be used as a tool for certain things, and it's not all negative. But I think the negative points are constantly being pushed more than the actual positive things of this could be a tool to help propel certain things forward, rather than try to take jobs away, and B take mimic things that we are already doing as creatives. Because again, that takes away money from actual artists and graphic designers who want to create these things, because motherfuckers want to create the same bullshit ass, weird looking AI flyers. I'm not coming to your party. I'm sorry. I'm not coming.
Oh, there's so many of them I've seen, especially like 4th of July weekend. The amount of AI flyers. But
Sickening.
you mentioned that your music was it being used to AI systems?
Yeah, I was looking it up. I think it was one of my homies, Figgy Baby. They were uh posting about it, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." Let me just look. Let me just search my name up. And while I'm searching my name, I'm like, "Oh, it's not just my music. It's the whole great. It's the Great Thinkers. It wasn't even individual songs of mine. It was like just our group work, like
Yeah.
probably like a full album of our group work." And I'm like, bro, this is actually insane. Like, how do you even combat this? Like, how do you fight back against this type of stuff? Because if I hear, an AI Simba P, and I'm like, nigga, that's my shit. That's my sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on? Type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it gets to a point. It gets to a point. How do I protect my entities and myself from those types of things? Like, luckily, actors have SAG-AFTRA for that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? For unions and things like that, because they were trying to do that with acting too, in terms of AI lookalikes, and they would just sign you for one contract or what have you, when you get that one lump sum of pay, but they would use your likeness for a whole bunch of stuff. And then
Wow.
that's one of the things that those actors were fighting against. You know what I'm saying? We're protesting against and things like that. So again, artists, we don't really got those unions, man. We don't. I think the academy. The recording academy is the closest thing that we may have to a union for artists. We don't have nothing or any entities protecting us. And if we do, please let me know and drop in the comments or what have you. But
Yeah.
like, there's no protection for us against AI, and there's, again, also no protection against the water too. Again, which is the most important. Fuck me, but we
Yeah.
have to survive.
Do you think like I don't know, like we were talking about communities and how like artists usually have really strong communities, but I don't know if they've like really centralized to make those kinds of unions. Like I don't know if they exist. I'd be interested
Yeah.
in that as well. Like I feel like they deserve the same protection.
Exactly. We deserve these protections. Producers, artists, graphic designers. Like, yeah, like there should be unions for those types of things, especially for stuff like, again, like a music, which is a whole industry. There's an entire industry. Why is there no unions for this? You know what I'm saying? Who's
There would be
protecting that?
like this I don't know, their management companies or whatever whoever's in them would act as like a union or would it be like from the
I believe they can act as representation. You know what I'm saying? They can act as forms of protection, but also, this is also where it's important to have lawyers too, to have entertainment lawyers and things like that, because I'm sure they would know, like, all the logistics of how to keep you safe from things like that. But again, like, the laws, like, what are the laws to protect you against that stuff like this? This is a new thing. There's nothing created for this yet. Somebody
yeah.
said who's watching the World Cup. Man, I wish I was into soccer like that, but I'm enjoying that everybody's having fun.
I'm gonna do some rapid fire.
Let's
Um,
go.
what is the last song that you had on repeat?
The last song I had on repeat. Um, oh, "Find God" by Kenny Mason and Dominic Fike.
What is the first concert that you ever attended?
Um, Bow Wow. I think it was the original Scream tour. When I was like young as hell, had no business being there.
What do you think the best city for music is outside Chicago?
The best scene for music is outside of Chicago. Um, I got two: Atlanta or Cali.
Okay. What would be your dream brand to model for?
Of a brand to model for. Oh, um, man, I would say Jordan. 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 Some people might hate that answer, but Jordan or Nike.
Like,
Nike.
for
Maybe
who?
even Adidas too. Those three. Those are my three answers.
Yeah. What is a collaboration that you drop everything?
So I would drop everything for
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. You said who?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Drop everything. I'm going.
What do you do to relax?
Smoke weed and play video games.
What are you excited for?
What am I excited for right now?
Yeah,
I am excited for DreamCon because it's my first time going to like any convention ever, and I'm gonna be
DreamCon.
on a big screen, so that's gonna be cool.
Elaborate.
For the short film, we're in the film festivals for the short film, so we're finalists for Please Stay With Me. Also, go vote for that. The link is in my story. Please go vote. Go vote for Please Stay With Me. But yeah,
Looking forward to that. Streetwear or editorial shoot?
streetwear.
And then what does ambition mean to you?
What does ambitious mean to me?
Mm-hmm.
Man, ambition is a drive. You know what I'm saying? It's something that nothing can stop you. You have an ambition about you. You're ambitious, but ambition can be your downfall too. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. But with the right ambition and the right ambitions and they're placed in the right spot, you can do anything. You can do anything. For sure.
Very nice. And then before we wrap up, in DreamCon, is there anything you'd like to share with our audience, like any upcoming project your eyes out for?
Uh, I got a project coming out called Playboy's Plight. That's the R&B and like hip hop melodic project I've been working on. We've been working on it so hard. Shout out to Geronimo, shout out 3V, the whole team, lyrical, everybody. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share this project with y'all because it's a new sound for me completely. You're not gonna know what's going on because I'm not really rapping. I'm rapping, but I'm not rapping for real no more. Well, not anymore, but you know, in this song, in this project specifically. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for new everything new.
Yes. And then we'll definitely be sure to keep our eye out for all of them. But where can all of our friends find you on your social?
You can find me at I am Simba P. That's IAM Simba P. On Instagram, it's the underscore. If you want to find my music, you can find me at $IMBA space P. Simba P. Don't forget that $.
All right, awesome. Thank you for joining us today. We will definitely be looking for all of those things. And it was great chatting with you today and getting to know a little bit about you.
Thank y'all for having me. It's been great conversating with y'all. Thank y'all for asking questions in the chat. Thank you to my mentees and my students for tapping in. Thank y'all for being here for sure.
And don't forget to follow Ambitious Entertainment for more content, and then Simba P.